subscribers now?
No, hi. No, not yet. But I figured out a way of going around it actually.
Oh, nice. That's not bad.
Yeah. We go here, and we're just gonna do one more. Do the zoom.
Recording in progress.
I like how it notifies you.
I know. Okay, if you want to try this one to go
Okay.
live, or
Oh, is it actually going to?
I don't know.
This is so nerve-wracking. I should sit down so I'm like prepared. Is it?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it is. It's live. Why, hello. No comments yet. No viewers yet. No comments. Okay. Beautiful. Hello.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Once again, just let us know if you can hear us properly. We're in the process again of just kind of figuring things out, so we're gonna wait a few moments for people to come on. I'm gonna let you check because I don't have my glasses, so I can't see anything.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
I have
Yeah.
enough vision to see.
I think.
There's nobody yet.
No?
No.
Okay. I'm going to. Battery is still good. Okay.
Awesome.
So I'll just wait a few seconds.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah. We can even actually start with doing the bowl.
Oh yeah.
I like this bowl.
It gets so loud. I like it. Like you don't even have to. Wait.
It goes pretty high, eh?
It does go really high.
Yeah, I know.
It goes for quite a long time. I love it. I also love the yin yang symbol inside of it.
The
Do you
yin
wanna
yang,
try?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, sure. It's been a while. Pretty cool how it just goes right through.
Yeah. Wait, can I try my palm of my hand again?
Yeah, sure.
I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Let me try this out. Yeah, it does. That's so cool. Wow. Do you want me to move back here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Like I said, I can't see anything. I'm not sure.
Nobody yet.
Nobody yet? Okay.
We can start getting the energy flowing, then people will find it.
Yeah, for sure. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Seekers of Truth channel. This is Jade and Josee. We're here today actually for the episode, or actually our third episode.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about a little bit about anxiety and depressions. So just to kind of help, I guess, with our experiences and stuff like that, just to see how we can help each other out. There's like different methods that we can use, different tools that we can use. We have about like 10, 11 different steps that you can take. Along the way, we'll explain to you how it works and also if it's something that we tried, because it doesn't mean that we've tried all of them.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of like to start off, when we talk about anxiety, I know that anxiety usually is the fact that your mind and process and all that is all about the future. And it can really deprive a lot of different things like your sleep, your digestive system, your nervous system, all that really gets affected quite a bit. And again, it's always kind of reminding people to just take a step back and get back into their body and to be in this kind of moment right now. Because in essence, we never really live in the future, nor do we ever live in the past, because it's just something that's, anyways, happened
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so, and for depression, it's the opposite. So depression is not being able to let go of things that have happened to you in the past. Maybe certain things that we can kind of help you guys out with to move forward, because it can really, for me anyways, it was really draining when I was going through. I only went through, I think, maybe one depression that I can remember. I'm sure there was more, but this one depression.
This one stuck with you.
This one stuck with, and it's really weird because it was like when I was a teenager. It wasn't even like, even with the divorce that I went through, I don't think I went through a depression per se.
Yeah.
It was probably more anxiety because I didn't know
Oh,
where
yeah.
I was gonna end up or anything of the sort, more than depression. So so I just want to check, is anybody else, I think
Nope.
not yet.
Nobody's on here yet.
And just want to make sure that that one is not working, but we can check and see. I'm hoping that it's loud enough.
Yeah. I think it will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then we can start with the different steps.
Sorry, I just want to say something before we move on.
Yeah.
That's so funny you say that it was when you were like a teenager type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only time I've ever gone through a depression too.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
I've heard a lot of people say that as well. And one of the things of why, like, what I've heard is why, typically everyone kind of goes through that when they're a teenager. They go through like depression, and you blame it on hormones and all that type of stuff. But, and anything that's happening in your life. But they say that the reason why everyone goes through it and why it's considered depression is because when you're a teenager, you're going through a type of death, but you're not taught that it's a metaphorical death and it's a spiritual death. So we take it in as a physical death, which is why we get into this depressed state.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to change it around, per se, because then it's suddenly like I was like 18 years old and everything like that. And then I was like, I'm not depressed. Like, it's not like it went away in a day or anything like that, but it got better than it, everything like that. So I'm like, I had thought about that too, because I heard that around the time that like it kind of ended, and I was like, this makes so much sense, to be honest. If somebody would have told me that this was more metaphorical than it was physical,
Yeah.
it would have helped a lot more.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing.
Well, in the way it's kind of, yeah, it's definitely a death, but it's and you kind of have to go through it. Like, you just gotta do that transition type thing. It's you're so in that middle stage of not being a child, but not being an adult quite yet, per se. 18, yes,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fine. But even at 18,
You really don't know.
no, like, I know it's a number and everybody's like, oh, 18, you're an adult, but it doesn't really work that way.
No.
It depends on so many things, of your environment, what you were taught and how you were taught things. And anyways.
Oh yeah.
It's that's a whole different ballpark on that part, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's it was definitely a bit of a transition. And I'm trying to remember, for myself, I was a little bit earlier. I was 16.
Yeah.
Maybe even earlier than that, actually. I think it was 15. And I just didn't feel like going out with my friends. I stayed home, went to bed early. Like, I just didn't feel like doing anything for a couple of months. I do remember my parents coming up to me and they're like, "Are you okay?" type thing. Like, how come you're not going out? And blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know. I just didn't want to see anybody, didn't want to deal with anything. And
Yeah.
it, like I said, it was just for a couple of months, and then I phased out of it. But I guess it was a transition that I needed to go through. And once again, it's just the fact that there's nothing to do. I mean, I at the time, at my time anyways, the drugs weren't as prevalent, I guess you can say. The doctors didn't really prescribe any of those types of things quite at that time. And I think I was okay with that because it was good to emotionally grow from that too. You get to really understand yourself and all that. So yeah, so I just kind of went through it, did the day by day thing that I just wanted or felt like doing. And that was it. And then afterwards it just kind of like phased out for me. But I guess everybody's a little bit different on that part.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything really huge because I was super active. So I think what really kind of helped me out of it was journaling, actually.
Yeah.
Journaling was one of my things that it really helped me to see the journey that I was going through. And then when I was completely out of it, I wouldn't look at the journal for a couple of months, and then I go back in, and when you're reading it, that's when you really realize the transition that you kind of went through, because you forget, and that's the one thing that we always do is forget.
Yeah.
And I remember with my practice too, it's always like remember to remember. Like that's one of the main first things that you learn is try to remember to remember. So so that was something that really helped me out was the journaling to see my transitioning phase and stuff like that too. So I don't know if anybody else is. I just want to make sure again that the voice, you guys can hear us and stuff, but I don't know, is it on? Yeah, it is on.
I think it is. I think it says live. Live video. Okay. Oops. I wonder if I go live here, would it make a difference? Oh, I'm not sure. Here, you want me to check on
Yeah,
Facebook
sure.
to see if you are?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wait, I can do that.
It's just for the mic.
Oh, Josee. Oh, she's live.
Okay. Oh, but there are like comments there, but for some reason we can't see it on the other screen. How come?
It's loud enough. All good. Here, present. Nicole Joffrey.
Hi, Nicole.
And then Pat's page as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry about that. We can't see any of the comments on there for some reason. That's really weird, eh?
That is kind of weird. Here, I can keep on my phone and I can just turn it down.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And then that way, yeah, she's here. Hola, hello.
Okay. Okay, cool.
That's so funny. Okay.
Well, that's what's important that you guys can hear us. That's the only thing that I wasn't too sure if it was working or not. Hola. Sorry.
She is funny.
No, it's perfect. Thank you for that. Thanks for letting us know. So yeah, I don't know. Last time or last week or 2 weeks ago, actually, we were talking about mindfulness and meditation. That's obviously part of what can help us kind of move forward with the anxieties and depressions and stuff like that. But I don't know if you want to talk about any of these. That was something that I know grounding techniques? Yeah, because I know
those are good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what helped me a lot because I didn't realize I didn't realize that the majority of my anxiety just came from me not being grounded. Because when you're not grounded, you're not in the present moment. Yeah. And then for me, it's also like that feeling of not being inside your body either. Mm-hmm. And then when you're really not grounded, it's like you're looking at yourself from like a third person view. And that's really weird. Yeah. So grounding techniques, what did you write here? Oh yeah, crystals. I used to, when I was first learning to like ground myself, I used to just like fill my pockets with hematite. Like,
okay, cool. Yeah.
It was like hematite, hematite, obsidian, because I didn't want to get anybody else's anxiety or anything like that, and then mix it up with mine and then try to figure it out and it like not work because it's not mine. Yeah. So hematite, black obsidian, kyanite too, because I was told that was good for like empaths and stuff, for like for grounding and being here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to just kind of fill them up. Doing like the practices, I would just become very aware of my feet and my knees, and I would just kind of feel the energy get really heavy in them.
Okay.
And then, I would feel my feet and my legs get really heavy, and that used to work if I needed like a fast, like quick grounding. But I wouldn't recommend it all the time doing that, unless you're doing it very, very slow and in meditation, like feeling your feet and then your legs and then your knees.
Yeah.
And then like your thighs. But because if you do it too fast, what I found is that I kind of like push myself onto the earth like too much.
Okay.
And then I just felt very like blah. That's the best way to like say it. Grounding yourself too, at first, it like sucked because at first you get so heavy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel normal because your feet and your like, I felt like I was slumping all the
Heavy.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like a weird thing. And then after a while I got used to it. But in the beginning, I genuinely didn't like grounding myself because I felt so heavy.
Was there a difference, like, in the different tools that you were using? Either it was crystals or, like, I know some people use the ankh. I use copper. Everybody's a bit different. I don't know if there's a difference between one to the other for you, or.
When crystals was okay, like throughout the day, put them in your pocket so you didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Especially when I was doing readings, so I didn't have that weird like thing when I would get up from reading and I like feel like my energetic body was trying to get back inside, and then like suddenly you feel like you're falling but you're not.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing ever. The ankh really helps as well to ground when I'm like sleeping, like putting it underneath my bed and stuff.
Yeah.
I like using the ankh a lot. That was one, and then.
So just to explain the ankh.
Yeah.
Because maybe not everybody knows what the
yeah.
ankh is, but it's the Egyptian, like you see it in their in the hieroglyphics quite a bit. It's circle. Well, I guess you can say it's a bit of a circle on top. It's almost like a womb. Yeah, exactly. It's the cross, and it has the circle on top instead of the line, basically, and we call that the ankh.
Yeah.
And the meaning for it is life, right?
Yeah.
Life force. So
it's also like absolute truth as well.
Absolute truth. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
At the same time. Yeah.
It's that one I think is very underrated, because when I like really dove deep into what it meant, I was like, everyone should carry this. Like, it's like I use it during my readings now too, because it grounds you down. It brings out the absolute truth. But when you wear it on you like throughout the day, I feel so much more clarity with the way that I talk to people and the way that people talk to me. It's like I really have more depth into understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's true. So yeah, get an ankh. Get an ankh. They will definitely help. Get a copper ankh if you can. And then even putting it underneath your bed too, like that was like really cool, because I found I had very vivid dreams that have a lot of meaning in them.
Okay.
It was like I was seeing like the truth and stuff. And then when I was trying to like astral project at night, and when I was like asking like thoughts to kind of like help me with that, I would put an ankh by my bed.
Okay.
Just to kind of like help him, because that's something like, I mean, like I guess all Egyptian like gods like hold it, but like he did too, and that's the first god that I knew of holding it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was One story that I also do have, because I don't know if anybody else is also going to kind of like understand it as well, but I didn't take doing grounding exercises seriously until after I got a concussion. And I was just doing my thing, and then I got a concussion. And then after I had that concussion, it was like a little flick from the universe, and suddenly I was like wide open.
Okay.
And suddenly that's when I found a lot of the anxiety kind of coming in and stuff like that, which was like really hard to kind of figure out. So to me, the anxiety too was also just too much energy.
Yeah.
Too much energy and not being grounded, not being here in the present moment.
Yeah, it buzzes you out basically.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like too much. So yeah. So that's why I say, if you're like trying to figure out how to calm down the anxiety, first make sure that you're getting rid of any excess energy in the body. And that can be from like doing that like jumping like movement, like just shaking your body.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Any type of exercise really helps too, or the one that
Yeah.
you enjoy doing. The other one is breath work, and that was the other that would be the next thing that I want to talk about too. Me, it was breath work that I never took seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, it just doesn't matter. You're breathing, you know, like what's the difference? But when you're actually doing the practices, it's pretty amazing. Like, again, it's hard to describe a little bit. Again, it's almost the same thing as doing an exercise, I guess, but without having to move. You're just breathing.
Yeah.
And you can breathe, you know, to the point like, what's that guy's name? The Iceman.
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof. Yeah, that's it. Wim Hof. Yeah, where you know you do that excessive and you're.
It's so funny because his name really sounds like a breath. It's like
Wim Hof. Yes.
It's in the name.
It's true, yeah. But you can go to that extreme, I guess, depending, you know, how far you want to go, or just doing the prana. Is it called pranayama? Is it pranayama?
Yeah,
Prana. Yeah.
Pranayama.
So and you're just like
yeah.
blocking one side of the nose. You're doing the breathing, and it really.
That one wakes you up.
That one, it depends though. It depends
Really?
what you're doing. It depends how quick you're doing it too.
Oh yeah.
So obviously the faster you're breathing, the more it wakes you up.
Yeah.
But the more like it just releases all that anxiety. And I didn't believe in it too much. I'm like, okay, how are you going to get rid of it? But yeah, it sincerely does get rid of the anxiety a lot. The anxiety is all from here, right?
Yeah.
So when you detach yourself from there, it's pretty amazing. So I really love the breath work. For me, it was definitely grounding, but grounding I was kind of used to doing, and I don't know why. I kind of knew. Maybe it was the fact that I love going outside and I love going barefoot outside. Like for me, that's just amazing. That's why I've, you know, beach life or any of that type of stuff would be so awesome. But we got winters, so
I know. That's why I gotta start doing Wim Hof so I can go.
I know, yeah.
Turn my bare feet.
Go to Lake Louise up the mountains and
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be.
Have you seen those trips that he does with people and they're just like in like their like their swimsuits and he like takes them on this like big hike?
Yes.
And I'm like, I want to do it, but I also don't want to.
Well, I think it would be a heck of an experience actually, but it's definitely a practice for, I would assume, a couple of months before getting to that point. I don't know, but
oh yeah, you'd have to train yourself.
Training, exactly. Yeah, it's all about training.
Yeah.
So yeah. After the breath work, I don't know if you want to add more to that, or if you experienced anything, or did you ever try, or I don't know.
I think the breath work, which I found that like helped me the most, was actually doing like Kundalini yoga. Because you do a lot of breath work in that.
True. And
I found that by doing that, and like I like the breath work, but I have to I'm the type of person where I have to like move my body.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because like I grew up playing like a lot of sports and just be constantly on like the go.
Yeah.
Which I like doing like the breath work and the meditation on its own, but I also like doing like the movement and the corporation of the breath work, which is why I love yoga and using yoga for that.
Yeah.
Because I find I don't have to concentrate on keeping my mind out of the present moment. It's like I am in the present moment because I'm working hard and I'm like in that. And I find that if I do incorporate breath work with like working out and stuff like that and like pushing my body, I'm a lot more in check in my mind.
Yeah.
And it also teaches me to not give myself anxiety thoughts just for the sake of it. Like one thing that I worked really hard with doing in yoga and stuff, which is something that I wish I learned when I was playing hockey in high school, was when you're doing the breath work and when you're doing like the exercise and you're pushing your body to like really big like limits, is to not to, because what I found out that I would do, and I wasn't even noticing it either until I started really paying attention to it, and especially paying attention to your breath, which is, you know, you're supposed to do that in yoga. That's why it helps. is I started having like very self-limiting thoughts in my head every time I did it. Like I'd enter a
Oh.
stance that I thought I couldn't hold, and I would constantly just tell myself I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then I'd be like, why am I telling myself that? I'm so mean. So that was just one thing, which is why I think that helps too, because you get to see your mind in action, and that's
Yeah,
something that like
that's true.
you don't always see in like the day-to-day life, which has a huge effect on us. Our mind it's constantly going, it's constantly thinking, we're not even conscious of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have over 64,000 thoughts a day,
Really?
but most of them is always the same repetition.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? And that's also with Joe Dispenza. I think he talks
Oh,
about
yeah.
that quite a bit. I like his stuff because he likes to bring a bit of the science with the spirituality all together.
Yeah.
So if ever you're looking for something to kind of, for some of us, we don't believe, and that's totally fine.
Mhm.
I totally respect that, and I understand it too, because even for myself, I didn't believe everything at the beginning either. But with Joe Dispenza, he works a lot with the brain, and he actually shows you physically like what's happening within the brain while you're doing the meditations and doing all the other practices at the same time. It's really cool. I don't know where I was going with that, but
on that same topic there, that's like when I first was very like cautious around manifestation. I was like, is this actually real? I read his book,
yeah,
and it was called like Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
yeah,
And that one I think has a lot of the scientific stuff like behind it and stuff. And it also gives you a lot of, and it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I just went through that book the other day.
okay.
Because I'm getting ready to give it to my friend, and I'm like trying to note all the pages I want her to read.
Yeah.
And I was going through it, and I was like, he actually has a lot of tools here on meditation.
Yeah.
And it's not like at first it's not trying to bring something into your life. It's changing the way you process the things that are already in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And by changing your reaction to it, you are changing so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're really changing who you are.
Yeah.
Hence, breaking the habit of being yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And then once you kind of do that, the thing that you're manifesting just comes through.
Yeah.
And it's just like allowing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, yeah, that opened my mind huge. That's like crazy.
It's breaking the comfort zone that you created for yourself.
Yeah.
Or your habits that you created for yourself. So it's not changing who you are. It's just the fact of just becoming more of who you are.
Yeah.
I guess
More
is the
you.
best. More you.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, right?
Yeah.
We always have this knack of like getting into this comfort zone, and we just don't move away from it. And then we complain. And we complain with our friends, We're like, oh, this doesn't work, or oh, this is always happening, and blah, blah, blah. And of course, it's not that it's a negative thing to talk with your friends, because that's obviously a big plus, is to communicate with people that you trust and stuff like that too, right? Though if you keep doing the same thing year after year after year, that's when you have to really look at yourself and say, okay, what can I do? A small thing, first thing in the morning or whatever. I'll wake up at 4:00 in the morning and I'll do the meditation or whatever for 15 minutes. If you go back to bed, but it's just the fact of knowing,
of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And sticking with it.
That's the hard thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to do it once, but it's so hard to repeatedly do it. Which is one thing, that's one thing I still struggle with a lot.
Though you just said it right now, right? It's so hard to do it. And it's not.
It's not.
It's really not, but it's just we have that limiting belief type thing. Now, trust me, I do the same thing too.
I'm so glad you caught that. I'm going to work on that later.
It's fine.
Well, it's actually, I like that we're talking about this too, because that's actually been the theme of my life lately, is lately when every time I've been having like when I'm working out and stuff like that, when I find myself saying like all those like negative things that like I can't do it, I'll like quickly change it. I'll be in my yoga pose, and I can sometimes I'm afraid people can hear me, but I'll start whispering, like, I can do it. Okay. I'm sure my yoga teachers have heard me, but it's like, but when I can't do that,
that's okay.
And where I'm somewhere, I started noticing that like lately, you just have anxiety thoughts that come into your head and they come in, they come out.
Mhm.
And lately I started really noticing it. Like the other day, I always have like fears around like people and around my life, like getting hurt or something like that. And I remember I was walking into the basement. I knew my brother was gonna walk behind me, and suddenly I had this vision that he was going to, not a vision because it wasn't gonna happen, but like this thought in my head that he was gonna fall down the stairs after I got off. And I was like, and I like stopped myself on the stairs for a second. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I just kind of did that thing because I did a card reading and told me to do this, and I just kind of imagined it disappearing with white light.
Yeah. Mhm.
Doing that and then continuing on. But it's so funny that once you start doing that once those thoughts, so many more of those thoughts come through that it's not that they're coming through now, but you're aware of them.
Yeah.
And so then lately, for the last couple of days, I've just been so conscious of all these negative thoughts I have around, the people in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I never knew I had so many of those anxious thoughts, not about myself, but about other people.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
interesting. Okay. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
It happens for like a blink second. It's just like a fear or something like that.
It is, for sure. And especially afterwards, when you have kids, it gets even
my gosh.
more amplified a little bit. So work on it now.
I know. I was like, that's actually a thought that came into my head too, because like I see my sister too with my nephew, and I was just like, I gotta do this now so that I'm not losing my head when I have children one day. So like props to you.
It happens, but yeah, no, for sure. It definitely brings you there. The one thing by talking about all this, you reminded me there was at one point where I was having all of those thoughts. And so at the time I wasn't into as much of the spirituality that I, using crystals and stuff like that. So at the time, what I was doing was my brain was a computer. So if something negative came in, and I realized it, I said, okay, no, delete, cancel.
Oh.
Like it was just like delete, cancel, like on the computer, right? Like no, don't get away from there and get back on track type thing. So yeah, exactly, yeah, in that manner, which really helped a lot. But while I was doing that, I literally had my my headphones on almost like 24/7.
Oh yeah.
This was like something that I intensely wanted to change within myself, but as quickly as possible, I guess you can say the best way. And so I was listening to, my gosh, I think they were affirmations, literally like all day. Sometimes it was the Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, that's a hard word.
Ho'oponopono, I think it is.
Yeah, Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to like spell it out.
So I was using that. I was listening to affirmations even in the middle of the night. I would leave it on. I wouldn't leave it super loud, but just loud enough so that my subconscious can pick it up.
Yeah.
So all night long. So I was literally 24/7, and that I really noticed. It really helped me out to get out of the. At the time, it was about money. I was having anxiety always around money type thing for whatever reason. Always feeling like I was gonna lose it, not have enough, or blah blah blah. So I was doing that whole process, and okay. So I had this dream.
Yeah.
And I had seen the lotto numbers on there. But within my dream, I was listening to somebody else anyways, and they said, don't look at the numbers, it's bad luck, like to look at the numbers before the actual numbers come out. And so in my dream, I actually folded it and I didn't see all of the numbers. I saw only the first 3 numbers. Anyways, so out of curiosity, I played the lotto and the first 3 numbers came up. So I was like, oh, okay, it was a pretty good, yes, fine. I didn't win, the millions that would have been nice, but
yeah.
But to know that I trained myself to that point to be able to do or manifest it that way, then it was pretty cool. That to me was already a huge plus, I guess you can say, and trust, I guess, in the universal or God or however that you want to explain it type thing. So I was it was pretty awesome on that part.
Wow.
And then I guess the next thing, which I know you want to talk about too, was the energy healing. So I do the energy transfers too, and for people. I've been out of it for a little while just due to the circumstances, certain things in my life. But now that things are a little bit more on track.
Do you want to explain that though? Because
Yeah.
not a lot of people know what that is, and I think it's so cool. Like everyone's so familiar with Reiki, but this is just kind of like a little shift in it.
Well, it's very similar to
Yeah.
Reiki. It's just the fact that we don't use symbols or anything of the sort, right? It's simply so we merge with whomever it is that wants to come forth with us. Merging means, let's say there's an ascended master, an angel, anything of a higher being that's around. We merge with them. So basically we use our third eye and we connect with their third eye, I guess you can say, at the same time, and we merge. By merging, it just means that I allow them to transfer the energy to go through me, to go through, to the people that are willing and open to receiving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it could be, we're not there to specifically say, okay, help this person with cancer or with the loss and grief that they experience. The energy already has a, not creative, but intelligence. Yeah, exactly. So it knows exactly where it needs to go at that time. So we don't even think about that. It's just keeping our mind blank and just transferring the energy to the person, and it goes to whatever.
Wow.
It's very calming, like for me, but it's really it gives me a lot of energy. So as an example, I had done an expo with my coach that was teaching me the universal energy. It was a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. expo at the time. And since the beginning, like he told me, he goes, you know what, you do that part like for the day, and he was going to take care of other things. And I'm like, okay, all right. Oh my gosh, it was like I didn't need to drink, I didn't eat, I had so much energy. Like it took till probably midnight, 1 o'clock to kind of like finally wind down and go to bed afterwards. But it was an amazing day. Like just going up to people, and of course I can do it long distance, but going up to somebody and placing my hands, it's usually one above the head and one behind the neck. And the amount of energy was like so intense. And even my coach, he goes, are you sure you can drink and things like that? I'm like, yeah, but I really don't. I don't feel the need to have anything right now. So it was like I was just listening to my body at that point, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was really, really cool to have to do that. Not have to, but for those who were coming, and just for them to help me experience that was great. I can do that all day long.
Yeah.
Like if it was an actual career or whatever, I just do that
all day long.
All day long, yeah.
No biggie.
Don't need to eat. Don't need to.
Just client
just breathe.
Client. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the one day where you did that on me too. Yeah, like it's like you like it's like getting Reiki, but very different. Not very different, but like you just feel so good afterwards. You just feel so peaceful, and you can really just feel inside of your body like you've shifted. Like I felt like I was still me, but again with that different type of energy coming through, like you feel. I guess the best way I could say it's like a higher frequency. Like you feel like you're a little bit higher up.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're still grounded and you're still calm, which is such a nice feeling ever.
Okay.
That stretching of yourself. But yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool actually. Yeah. I don't know if anybody was asking any questions or everything's good up to now.
No, Debbie is here. She
says
cool. Hi.
Hi.
And then Nicole Joffrey said,
It's okay.
But Reiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Reiki. Anytime I find that I need it. I won't do like an hour, like a 30-minute session on myself, but like I'll do it kind of quickly if I find I just need like a boost or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll just like or if I find like I'm depleted, like if I find I'm like very lazy for like no reason. I feel very depleted. I know it's my solar plexus, so I'll do Reiki on that area.
Okay.
And I'll start to kind of heighten the energy. You know, I do it to clear my chakras and to kind of realign them and activate them. But I do the Reiki anywhere where I feel like I need to do it. And I usually typically like feel it. You just have to ask yourself your question, like, oh, I'm anxious, and it's like, okay, where's this energy coming from? And then it could be like your heart.
Yeah.
And it could be around your lungs and stuff like that. So I'll just clear the energy around there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do that, and it really helps too. Or if I feel like if I like my mom's like stressed or anything like that, I'll just do Reiki on the crown chakra and I'll just let it go through
all the way
so
down.
she likes that. Or just anything, you know what I mean? Reiki doesn't have to be like an hour session. Like if you do know how to do it, I share it with my family all the time.
That's good.
So if I ever am just around them, like I'll use it too. Even like distant wise as well. But yeah, just a 2 second, just ask yourself where it's coming from and then just clear it out. And like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna feel good afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Definitely.
that. You know what I mean? It's not something hard that you have to keep on with.
No, it's so I did a Reiki master too.
Yeah.
And so just to like compare, just there are so many different healing methods too right now, right? It's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
And the Reiki was one of the first things that I had learned. Actually, it was my sister who kind of got me into it.
The flight attendant?
Yes. Yeah, I only have one sister.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, no, she's
For some
awesome.
reason, I think you have 2 sisters.
Oh, really? No, I have a sister and my brother. Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah, well, she got into it years ago. And so I got interested in when I was doing the sessions. So again, like to compare both of them, which was really interesting, is that with Reiki, you start with working on your root chakra and you work your way up, right? Whereas with the universal energy, it's the opposite. You work with your crown and then you work downwards.
Which, I mean, makes sense because you're bringing the energy from higher up. Well, universal energy, I guess it's kind of all around you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that one is better than the other.
Yeah.
It's just for me, for my personality and everything else too. I was an extremely anxious person and emotionally like pretty much unstable type thing. I could be a little bit all over the place. So what was happening is that when I was working in that section, I guess you can say, when I was doing Reiki, it was really hard for me to keep my mind focused. So even though, I mean, I still did it anyhow, and it did work well, though when I found the universal energy, like the first 4 like modules, there's 8 different modules, but the first 4 is like working just on your mind more than the emotional state. And that, for me, being a very anxious person, it really helped a lot, because then once you're able to work with your mind and stabilize that part, I guess you could say, that cancel delete type of, and you're able to just focus on one thing at a time, the emotions, it's not overwhelming anymore, it's not overbearing. So that was the difference between the two for me. But I'm always obviously looking for new things to learn too. At the same time, I always like to grow. But and you were talking also about the chakras. When you're going through something, it's your sacral or your and through the universal energy too. Same thing is that what we do is from time to time we check our chakras. So once we bring in that energy and we bring it to that specific chakra, do you feel it right away? And if it's yes, then okay, it's go to the next one, and until you feel that it takes a bit of time, like for you to feel anything, then that's the one that you need to kind of like work on and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The way that I kind of the way that I did that, but kind of like a little bit different, is that like I would start at like my root chakra and I would see if I could I would see if I could grow a flower from it. So if I could grow like a red flower from it super fast, and I'd be like, oh, okay, it's good, it's vibrant, it's
Yeah,
healthy.
there you
And then
go.
I go to the next one, and then I would get to like my heart chakra, and I find that it would just stay as like a leaf or something like that. And then I'd be like, okay, now I got to do something on it.
Yeah.
And then it would kind of go cool, and it was kind of nice because I had to touch it. And I think that like using the flowers and like the earthy stuff really helped me to ground myself down while I did it.
Yeah.
I would visualize like a vine going
cool.
through me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I used to do when I was trying to ground myself is I would imagine because you know that tree pose in yoga.
Yes.
One thing that I would always visualize to help myself like stay balanced when I did that or any like balancing movement.
Yeah.
I just imagine a vein coming up my leg. And suddenly I would just find that like my legs would just be like a tree trunk.
Yeah.
And it would just be like my top half moving. And I found that when I was doing that, I was really grounding myself down without noticing it. So I used to do that just like anytime. You just gotta like put your feet on the ground and then you can do it. And then it's like not
No, that's
bad.
Pretty.
I know. It works. Nicole sent a teardrop face and then she sent a laughing emoji face 4 times. And then Deb said we should do a Reiki share.
Oh yeah.
That would be fun, to be honest.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, I could do little hearts.
Yes.
There you guys go.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Maybe at the end, when we're doing the cards and stuff like that, we can do the energy transfers or the Reiki transfer if you want with whomever's there and stuff. Or
yeah.
Okay.
So they have to stay to the end.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
Can't go now. Where are we going now? Oh,
The
do you want to
journaling.
talk about the journaling? Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, what time is it too? I just don't want to
1:46.
1:46. Okay, awesome. So the next step would be, it would be journaling actually. And as I was explaining Jade before, it really it helped me quite a bit too. So the journaling, I mean, you can just write about anything, whatever comes through your mind. You don't try to make sense out of it. You just write down whatever's on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
If it's an image that you have, just write down the image or draw the image or whatever, right? Don't like put any perfection to it, I guess you can say. You're just doodling. And by doing that for a couple of weeks on a daily basis, I was going through that. I think, when did I tell you when I was going through my depression? I think at one point. So I was journaling and stuff like that during the depressions. And what was interesting is that once I got out of that phase, you don't look at your journaling and stuff like that for a couple of months, but you go back into it and you start rereading everything that you wrote. And it really was an eye-opening experience in the sense that I got to see my growth throughout the whole stage. Because again, we forget all the time, like how we're progressing and what we're doing. And we don't give ourselves enough, like a good feedback, I guess you can say, on ourselves. We're always hard on each other or on ourselves, really. Like I can't do it or not good enough, or I don't know this enough and blah, 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 all those different things. And you get to read all of that and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I actually did advance. I am here now because of this depression that I went through, right? So it was needed and stuff like that. So for me, me journaling is really probably journaling, breath work, grounding for sure are probably my 3 major ones that I work with myself.
Yeah.
And lately too, with the community, like just being able to talk to others that are like-minded and stuff like that, that really makes a huge difference for
That's a huge importance. Oh my goodness.
I know, it's true.
It's nice to talk to people who get it, who understand it. Because I mean, we're human beings. We have a yearning for connection.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely.
Yeah, that's one.
It's growing with people that are going through either the same thing or they have gone through it, or it's just kind of.
Well, it's even nice too because if you're able to chat with somebody who's already kind of gone through it and kind of connect with them, the really like one thing that's been on my mind too that's like I find it so cool is because like you don't heal somebody else. You show them a frequency and then they choose to accept it or not, and then they heal themselves. You know, it's with Reiki, with everything like that.
Yeah.
That's why certain things will work for people and some things won't.
Yeah.
It's because they're choosing which frequencies resides with them. But when you're going through something and you're talking to somebody who already went through it, they're literally sharing you the frequency of having already succeeded at it.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you talk to them, you can allow that frequency to come through, and it can kind of help jump you forward, which is so cool. Which I think is why it's so important to talk to other people, because by doing so and keeping the conversation positive and going forward, like you're able to attune to other frequencies that can help you.
Yeah.
Which is why I think on like an energetic level, it's so important to have a community and like talk to people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's also remembering that even by sharing your experience, so that your experience worked for you, doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for them.
Oh no.
But it's also like planting that seed of saying, hey, you know, you will be able to get out of it type thing. You'll figure it out type thing in your own path, in your way, and in your own time. Because everybody has this idea where, oh my God, especially with like society and stuff like that. That by 18, you got to know what career you're going to be going into, and you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my God. Okay.
I know.
It's a little bit, daunting on that part, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we do that with like everything, especially with like romantic relationships, with relationship with your children, or like, you know, people you're supposed to be friends with too. Like like there's so many how it should be done and how it shouldn't be done. And it's like
Expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations are a killer, really.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, like real killer. And in every aspect of life, either it's in the relationship, if it's with work or anything of that. Anyways, it's a real doozy. For me, I guess what helped me realize it the most is more so in the relationships, like having always these expectations out of one another.
Yeah.
And not being clear of it, I guess you can say at the beginning too, right? If you do have expectations.
True, because sometimes it's so like not subconscious, but so like, this is going to happen. This is supposed to happen, and then it doesn't. You're like, I had to communicate this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Well, that's cute. Yeah.
It's so naive in a way. I love it. It's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the next step that we were thinking about, for those who need help, is the affirmations, like if or intentions, however that you want to place it. Is you can write it down. Again, it's almost like journaling too, right? It's kind of similar. For me, again, I use a practice because I had learned the universal energy. We have our antenna right here, and so we kind of send the energy within, or that intention within this specific tool that I have. But you can do it any way, shape, or form. You just write it down, put it under whatever, a crystal, pyramid,
your pillow.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. There's no, anyways, from my understanding, there's no specific way of doing it. It's just starting it. Just
doing it. Something that I started to do is I told you this before, but like a Reiki box.
Oh yeah.
You just get like a nice little cute box that you like, and then you just put Reiki energy, universal energy into it every day. And then every so often when you find that you're wanting to let go of something or bring something through or have an affirmation of sorts, you just write it on a note and then you put it inside of it. And then, you know, over time it builds up the energy. But yeah, we have a lot of questions here.
Oh, okay.
My goodness, you guys are late at looking at messages.
Is that Nicole?
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
And then Deb said, can you show an example of breath work?
Yeah. The breath work?
The breath work?
So do you know any particular one, or?
Example, well, I know the one where you go like this.
Yeah.
The one where you just feel the air enter through your nose.
Yes.
And you just concentrate on that tip of your nose area.
Yeah.
Belly work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the main ones I do.
that you do? Yeah. Is it through Kundalini yoga? Is it their specific way of doing the breathing, or
Kundalini yoga, depending on the teachers I've gone, they're a bit different. Like some of them like to do like the fire breath, like the, you know, like that type of thing, but like not through the mouth. I always accidentally do it through my mouth. but through the nose. And you just like kind of like do that, and you try to fill your lungs up as much as possible, and then you just kind of like exhale it all out.
Yeah.
But in Kundalini yoga, it's yeah, that's the main one. It's like the fire breath. But teachers have used all different kinds of ones, I found.
Yeah.
It depends on the teacher. But yeah, which one did you want to show?
Probably the one that I know the most is probably the prana one.
Yeah.
Like just exactly like what you said. It's just how can you say, you have one, oh my god, I can't remember anymore. Yeah, you do it this way. They have 2 fingers here, and you do the right and the left. I can do a little demonstration of it. So the whole point is basically you're rebalancing both sides of things. So you're breathing in one nostril with about 6 seconds. Breathing in, you really fill up your lungs and your belly. The thing with your belly, though, is that you don't expand it outwards, but you push it inwards when you're breathing in. And I'll demonstrate it. I just want to explain it a little bit at first. Is everything okay?
Nicole said we used to do that in yoga. What was the name again? The fire breath, or the one that you're talking about?
If it's with the nose closures, it's the pranas.
It's a pranas. And she asked, is there a count?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So you place your 2 fingers here on your third eye. You have your thumb on your right hand side, and your I guess like you can say the 4th finger on your left side. So what we do, I don't know if I should come a little bit closer because I seem a little bit far, but
go for it. Just get like right close up.
So first, what you're gonna do is put your thumb on your right hand side. So you're blocking that side. Then you're going to be breathing in. When you breathe in, it takes about 6 seconds. Then, like I said, you're with your stomach, you push it inwards. You push the, your, how can you say, you contract, your stomach muscles inwards. And when you're holding your breath, you hold it for, I think it was 4 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. It was 6, 4. And then afterwards, you let it all out. So the whole point of this is it's to activate your pineal gland. So by pushing in your tummy and holding on to your breath for those 4 seconds, you're pushing all of the energy up into your pineal gland to wake it up, I guess is the best way of saying it. So they say with the pineal is it's connected to your third eye. It's about seeing the truth. So it helps your system to kind of rebalance itself instead of going or being in that depressive or anxiety mode. So again, you put your 2 fingers here. You put your thumb on your right hand nose. You breathe in. Hold for 4 seconds. And breathe out. Just trying to remember, it was through the mouth or through the nose? Through the nose.
Yeah, through the nose, yeah.
So when you breathe out, it's through also your nose.
Yeah.
So again, we breathe in. Contract, you hold for 4 seconds. You let go, you breathe out through your nostril. And then you switch. So you put your finger on your left-hand side here, and you breathe in through your right nostril. You hold it again for the 4 seconds, and then you breathe it out through your nostril again. So you keep doing that until you feel like you have, sometimes you have one side that's a little bit more open than the other when you're breathing in and out. When you start feeling that balance between the two.
She said, is it just your belly or your diaphragm?
It's the whole thing actually. It's the whole belly and your diaphragm. Yeah, you kind of contract inwards and you hold on to it. You're putting the pressure basically up to your head when you're holding for those 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because when you push your belly out, it automatically like pushes your diaphragm, like your thing down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you're breathing out, just let go. And then you have to let go of all your muscles type thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you're inhaling again, you contract everything again. You hold on for 4 seconds and then you let go again. So, and you do that until, like I said, you feel like both sides of your nostrils, basically, there's an equal intake and exhale.
Exhale, yeah.
I guess exhale of the,
And then you can see the truth with your pineal gland.
Pineal gland,
Pineal gland.
Actually, even Joe Dispenza does that.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't use the prana. He's just like breathing in through the nostrils, and you really, really have to hold. You hold a lot longer. It's more than 4 seconds. It's like sometimes I think it's like 20 seconds, and then you let go. And anyways, there's so many different methods. But if you're looking for something in particular, I would say the beginning, the prana one is probably one of the best ones to start with. I know she wrote something else.
Yeah. Deb said, amazing, thank you. Nicole said, okay, thank you. Pat's page said, no, we'll do this breathing technique. Thanks. With the little face.
That's my sister. Okay.
One more thing about that exercise too is I was told it's actually really good to do when you're sick, because it helps to open up both the airways and kind of unclog everything up here in the nasal place. So
if you start feeling the cold coming in or whatever before it gets too blocked and you can't do anything about it, the prana breathing is really good. Yes.
Even it out.
Even it out, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's good to remember before it starts to get cold outside.
I know, right? Yeah.
What was another thing?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Moving the energy. Oh, the system. Yeah, yoga and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spiritual community, sound healing.
Oh, yeah.
The crystal bowls, the tuning forks. Oh yeah, sound healing. That's really good for it. Crystal bowls. Crystal bowls help a lot, like the sound baths too and stuff.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Each person is a little bit different. Actually, even with Deb, I know you're an expert with the tuning forks, which is really awesome too for anxiety or depressions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know it as much. I know Deb, like I said, is an expert in that. She did her studies and her certification and all that from what I remember.
Wow.
So that would be something to kind of look into. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have too much information about that. For us, it's more with the crystal bowls. We know those ones.
Oh yeah.
They work really well.
Because we've both been to sound baths. We've also done them too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see it from both perspectives, and you really understand it.
True. Yeah. And it's actually interesting because each bowl has its own frequency, like you said.
Yeah.
And when we were doing the sessions, what was pretty cool, like you saw the difference between what the kids liked, what the women liked, and what the men liked, right? And the men, I've noticed that during the sound sessions, they don't like the high pitch. They're like the really high pitch ones. So, you always stay with the deep ones and stuff like that. And women, it's a little bit different. I mean, they like both the high and the low, and of course the kids, they don't like the high pitch too much either. No. I've noticed. No, they're not as I don't know, it aggravates them. I think that's what it was. Same thing with
well, probably because their ears are a little bit more sensitive because they're so new.
For sure. No, exactly. So it's just nice to see the differences, but definitely sound healing is a definite must. Even just to try it out just once to see what it does for you.
Mm-hmm.
That would be definitely something to look into. And here in Cochrane, we have quite a few different people who do it.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of people that do the bowls.
Yeah.
And that just like bowls, tuning forks, gongs, all of it.
Gongs too, gongs are really, really awesome.
See, gongs was like that thing where like you know how you said that when you do the meditation you do the that it vibrates everything out. When I went to a gong bath, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like it was powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of the meditations that would help out. You don't even have to say it, but if you can listen to either anything on Spotify or whatnot, that does the Om sound, the AUM,
Mhm.
especially with the monks, like when they do it in that really low, very deep,
Oh,
low
yeah.
tone type thing. That's why the gongs work so well. Yeah, if you just sit down there just to listen to it that 108 times, it really changes the mood. I find quite a bit. The vibration that you get out of it within the cells and stuff, it just vibrates all the poopy stuff that's inside your body
Yeah.
and kind of gets out. Either it's energetically, physically, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the mind, it's like overactive, and that just really shuts it all down. It's amazing.
Wow.
I've been doing now like every day, listening to that and doing my own meditation, and it really helps a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Wow.
so we did talk about the spiritual community, sound healing.
Oh, also in the spiritual community support as well too. It can be people here, but it can also literally be like the ascended masters or like your spirit guides as well too. Like you can talk to them as well.
Yeah. Sure.
For that, I know like my main guy, again, I'm a huge advocate of like using your spirit team. They're literally there to help you out.
Yeah.
You can use them too to get that support as well. And to kind of bring it in and talk to them too, because again, with like sharing that frequency and stuff like that, they have a very high frequency. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
So tuning to that, it really helps you out. So yeah, that's another thing.
It amplifies for sure.
Yeah. So I saw Deb said something. It's good for grounding and clearing. Oh, the tuning forks are.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
How do the tuning? Wait, so like you put it on your head and then you go like ding, or like anywhere on your body and then it does it, or you go ding and then you place it on it?
From what I've seen, okay, and don't take it on me, but they ding it and then they place the bottom part wherever it is that you need. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But Deb can obviously
I was gonna say
on that one because I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've had one. I think I've only had it once with actually I don't even remember if I had it with Deb. I know I wanted to, and I don't know if it ever happened or not.
Oh.
I can't remember now, she wrote, so let's
start a spiritual community. These sessions are a good start.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. And it'd be awesome to kind of even get together and just talk about all of these different things and seeing what can help us each other out, basically, right? So
yeah, because everyone has a different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the coolest part.
It is, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I know. So just to recap everything, so we spoke about mindfulness and meditations, like different types of meditations. So this is obviously things to help for anxiety and depression. Definitely some grounding techniques, going out into nature, doing some breath works. There's the energy healings like Reiki and whatnot, and the crystals. There's the journaling, which helps a lot on the mind, but the emotional state too. Creating affirmations, doing some exercise, yogas and whatnot. Having your spiritual community, possibly some sound healing, at least to try it out, or the tuning forks and whatnot, any of those types of tools.
Yeah.
And last actually is just to remember. Remember to remember. Like stop forgetting. That we're, just here on our journey, and everybody has their own path and their own time, and not to just dwell on what society expects out of you or what your family expects out of you. That's a really huge thing too. So everybody has this idea where, especially with society and stuff, of knowing exactly like, okay, well, you're an adult when you're 18, you're supposed to know what you're going to do, get married, have kids, blah, 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 and this and this and that. And that's not everybody's life.
Be successful before 30.
Have a house before then. Just like all these different types of pressures. And it's really, I think people are snapping out of it right now. And just helping themselves out type thing, instead of going into this supposed life form or life space that everybody created for us. In the end type thing. So hopefully some of these kind of helped out, or we were able to kind of inspire you with some of our own experiences and stuff like that too. Now the fun part.
Oh,
Shall
we
we
can
do
do
the
a
cards?
reading. Yes. Oh, I like this part.
Yes, I know.
I have my chicken bag with all my cards in it.
Your chicken bag?
I do. Did you see it? Isn't it
No.
amazing?
Oh, cool. Oh, that is so cute. Awesome. That is awesome.
Oh my gosh. I
It's
like
true.
this
Jade
bag so
is
much.
a chicken fan, right?
I am a chicken fan.
I thought you were a fox fan though.
I am too.
Okay.
I'm a fan of more
A
than
fox
one.
and a chicken fan.
The
Cool.
chicken. I know, which is so sad because they probably hate each other so much.
It's the two extremes. It's all good.
I know, it's duality. Oh, which is so funny.
Yeah, here we go. I'll just take this out.
Yeah, I
here.
actually didn't put that together till now. Yeah. Foxes really eat chickens.
Yes, they do. Oh,
Unfortunate. I have my Blue Angel Oracle again. I've just been loving this deck so much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, it's good. It's awesome.
Yeah. Also, before we go further,
Yeah.
Deb said there are different techniques with tuning forks.
Okay.
But she says she also loves that part though.
Yeah.
And then your sister said, "Thank you for all this info. I love listening to you both." Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy face, thumbs up, and heart.
Okay. You're cute. Awesome. We'll just clear the space before we do the.
Yeah. That was powerful, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could feel that.
Awesome.
Okay. Alrighty. Spirit, please protect this reading with love and light. Please protect me and Josee and everybody that's here. And wait, what were we going to do at the end for them as well? Why were we
Transfers.
keeping them? Oh, right. We're going to do that after. Okay. I was like forgetting there for a second. I was like, oh, we're keeping all these people here.
I'm going to transfer.
But yeah, Spirit, please protect this reading with love and light. Please protect me and Josee and everyone that's here and bring forth what the collective needs to know in the highest form. Thank you. Alrighty, what does the collective need to know?
Excuse me.
It's really on that. Oh, Ancient of Days. 31. Anything else?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I just love these cards.
I know, they're really nice, yeah.
They are. I think the Ancient of Days is kind of going on the topic we were talking about, but dance around your own fire. So if you're feeling like you've been kind of not looking inwards at yourself, or kind of like that fiery part of yourself that you don't want to look at, it can be good or bad in your own perspective, but just look at it and play around with it and go within it, because you're going to realize a lot more truth about yourself than it is not to. So I think this card's really telling you to go inwards and to go into that fiery part of yourself that's a little bit scary, and just kind of come out with it with the intention of coming out with the truth of it, and the experience of it, because what you really are going to have done in that is just learn more about yourself. And that brings us to the Pendragon Sword, which I think is beautiful, because you're going from 31 from the Ancient of Days, with 3 is all about work and 1 beginning, and then you're going on to the next level, which is 4 and 1. And 4 represents, you know, your spirit team and all these angels, and basically the universe supporting you in your decision, whatever you do. And 1, again, also represents the beginning. So I think by doing that, you're going to have come to a lot more absolute truths about the support around you, about your direction on where to go forward on. It's kind of like if you go inwards into that fiery part of yourself, which you're kind of scared to go into, after doing so, what you really, as long as you act with intention of going with it to really understand what it actually is, what you're going to come out with is the absolute truth of it. And you're going to come out with even more feeling even more supported by the universe and by yourself, no matter where you go. And then once you go on to that, it's going to be so much easier to go on to kind of this hermit journey, which is kind of going into the dark forest, which is like not knowing your path, but creating it as you go. It's called the angel song, which is really just about creating the song as you go and just following the energy of it. And then it's kind of cool because the 1 and the 7 have reversed. And 1 is like, now this is the next beginning. And 7 is all about luck, which I think we see it as being very lucky. But I think luck appears in our life when we're on the right direction, on the right path. Not the right path, but like, there's no such thing as a right path. But
on the path.
On the path.
Yeah.
What do you feel? I'm gonna move it like that so you can see it.
So the Ancient of Days, I don't know if you can really see, but I don't know if I'll do it this way, but there's a huge flame. Maybe I can go a little closer.
I was gonna say, I probably should show them.
See it this way, like
But
this.
do you see the girl kind of dancing around it? There's like a girl, there's like a guy standing, that's a flame, and there's like a lady on top kind of dancing around it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're
Right?
right. I just realized that, yeah.
It's such a beautiful card.
See, I didn't even see that.
There's the more you look at these, the more things that
You
come out.
find it.
It's crazy. It's like tarot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, like Jade was mentioning, this is number 31. If you add it all together, it comes out to 4. So that's what I was seeing between this first one and the last one, because it's the angels, right? Number 4 is an angel number. So for me, for the first card, it's a bit like what Jade was saying, is now is really kind of the time to reflect inwards, to go inwards. You may see things that are not of your liking, but it's not about, again, the good or the bad. It's just the fact of going through whatever it is that's needed to go through in order to get to the next stage of where you want to be in life, right? And so it's working with it. You're not alone. And there is, it does bring a lot of balance. So that's what she was saying about the female up top. Like, to me, that's the emotional state, whereas the male is the grounding state. So you've got the two worlds within you. There's nothing to be, scared of or ashamed or anything of this, or ashamed, yeah, especially shame. There's nothing to be ashamed of on that part type thing. Just go through that transition. You have the Pendragon sword afterwards, which is the 41, which I'll come and show it to you guys. And for this one, what I'm seeing is basically all the work that you're doing. It's bringing in a lot more light for you. This is as a collective, obviously. It's almost like it's a triumphant card for me. Like triumph, like you just, like, yes, I made it, I succeeded type thing. Yeah,
I like that.
And the 41, when you add it, is 5, which also means a lot of changes, right? A lot of growth coming out of this. Yeah, especially with that golden light. My gosh, it's really beautiful. Right. That's what I kind of see with this one. And then, and a lot of movement, though, like a lot of stuff going on in a positive way type thing. When you're going through the work, this is what's happening right now. And then the angel song, to me, that's
like so pretty.
I know.
It's very like fairy-like.
It is really fairy-like, yeah. It is. It's beautiful. It's almost like coming.
She's asking about this one.
Yeah.
So the second card, it's called the Pendragon sword, and it's number 41. Boom.
Yeah. And the last one, the angel song, is it's exactly like what Jade was saying. It's almost like you're seeing that path that you want to go on. Basically, it's guiding you. The angels or whomever it is that you believe in is guiding you towards it. And when you add it up, also it's the number 17. When you add it up, it's number 8. So it's all about abundance in every way, not just monetarily type thing. It's just finding yourself, actually. It's really nice. like all three of them like that, going
Right.
through what you need to go through, being triumphant about it, and it's a lot of calmness actually with this one. Like after
It
all of the
is.
movement and the
Well,
chaos from both of these.
I was gonna say, because it looks like he's on this path with the darkness around it, but it's because he has things he needs to go inwards and stuff he needs to know about himself.
Mhm.
That it's like this flame is just so huge and it's kind of blurring out the path. And when he goes inside, I saw the Pendragon as being inside that fire
Mm.
and kind of finding the truth inside of it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, after you find the sword and everything, it's like everything just like calms down.
Calms down.
And
yeah,
it's like, okay.
true. You're right. Yeah,
It's so cool.
it's really like mystical, I guess you can say, in so many ways. But it's beautiful. Yeah, really beautiful cards.
It is.
Seems to be a nice, a little bit of work, but for the next 2 weeks until we do the next reading.
I know, yeah. Chop chop.
Chop, chop. Yeah, I know exactly. A lot of changes, but obviously for the better and stuff like that. So it keeps getting better and better comparing to the other readings that we did too. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, it's really cool. Awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, now we're gonna
So-
do the energy exchange.
Yeah, sure. I don't know how how you want to do this. Did you want me to do? So I guess I'll do the usual energy transfers that I do, like
Yeah.
online and stuff like that.
Go for it. Yeah, and then everyone can experience it.
Yeah, and then if you want, do you want to do the Reiki also, or
I don't know how to do that online till
online? Okay, yeah, no, it's okay.
I can do like one person, but
That's okay. It's not an issue.
okay.
All right. So for everyone, just is there any questions or anything like that? Everything's good.
No, Nicole just said thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. So yeah, we just if you can sit in a chair, you can either do one or two things. So if you're sitting in a chair, just make sure that both your feet are placed on the floor. Your hands are just on top of your lap, just really loose and chill. You can close your eyes, or you can look at me while I'm doing the transfer. If you want, just look at my third eye. And the transfers are about like between 30 seconds to 5 minutes at the most. It depends on each either person, or if I'm doing it as a group. It always changes in time wise and stuff like that. So I just feel the energy stopping within my system, and when it stops, obviously it means there's nothing left to transfer type thing. So everything okay?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at it. Nicole just said, Jade, you should do Reiki online.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. Thank you for that. I'm gonna keep that.
All right.
Okay,
And
anyways.
or if you want to, you can be just lying down on the bed and just chill out basically, and have your eyes closed while I'm doing the transfer. So it's one or two things that you guys can do. So in this case, I'm going to be in the chair. You're in the chair. So just relax. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'll let you know when I begin. All right, we're going to begin. And take a couple of nice deep breaths. Just to get back into your body. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's more intense than usual. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That was nice. Thank you for being here. I don't know if did you want to do anything or you're
Next time.
next time. Okay, cool, awesome. No, it's good.
Let me practice a little bit more and then I'll bring it next time.
Cool. Awesome. No, it's perfect. So thank you everyone for being here and for supporting us, and hopefully there was something in here that you were able to pick up and that we inspired you guys with. So until then, I will see you in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so thank you so much. Love you guys so much.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys. Everything good? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
An hour and 25 minutes. We did a little bit over, but anyways, it's all good.
That's usually where we stay at.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's good. No complaints. That was a nice flow.
That was really nice. Yeah.
It seems to be getting a little bit better and better and easier for us.
Yep. It does. Yeah. It's working a lot more now. I'm gonna give you her phone number.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Oh.